Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh no, please don't come this way. No! No! I am going to complete everything there is to do in Minecraft one update at a time, starting with the very first rendition of Alpha all the way up to present day. We will be building all there is to build, exploring new world changes every update, defeating mobs, and reliving Minecraft as if it's being played for the very first time. So sit back, enjoy all the twists, turns, ups and downs, subscribe for a potentially endless Minecraft experience, and let's play Minecraft as it was intended to be. Welcome to my Minecraft Evolution series, and the adventure begins now. Alright, welcome to Alpha 1.2, aka the Halloween update. This was a huge update that came out October 30th, 2010. It came with so many changes and additions, and you know the drill, we are going to be conquering all of them in this video. Firstly, no more neon green grass. I honestly thought that texture lasted longer than a few months, but here we are. Before we do anything, let's check our fence post situation. Nope. Also, I know that there's actually a way to stack it, but I'm pretending that I don't. Let me have this bit in peace, please. Now, obviously, the biggest change in this update was the addition of the Nether. The Alpha Nether is extremely unforgiving, so we're going to have to prepare. Firstly, my armor is almost broken, so I needed to get a new set. Back then, as your armor loses its durability, it also loses its strength. And this process happens so fast. Like, every hit it goes down, it feels like. Armor kind of sucked back then, but we still need it. And so I hit the mines, got enough iron for the new set, and made it back up in time for the sunrise. Man, nothing beats a Minecraft sunrise over your property. Oh, also in this update, the sunrise was updated to be even more pretty. The horizon glow was added in Alpha 1.2. What a subtly great change. Next thing I did was build the platform for our Nether portal. I wasn't getting too fancy with it, but I saw something on Reddit about a moat, so I decided it'd be cool if we gave our platform a lava moat. I also want to connect it to the gravel path, although I ran out of gravel. Before getting the most annoying block in the game, though, I fenced in our now completed moat circle for some semblance of safety. I gathered lava buckets, and it was time to fill in the moat. It's gonna look kind of goofy with the lava flowing every direction, but oh well, it does its job. After a second round of lava buckets, there was no more grass in sight. I made the platform a little prettier and finally completed our Nether portal. Except, I was 2 obsidian short. I should have just made it the poor man's way, but I wanted it to look nice. After getting the other 2 obsidian, it was finally complete. And man, it looks nice at night. I kind of got sidetracked here for the next little bit, but bear with me. I finally completed the gravel path to our new platform. I then vastly expanded our sugarcane coastline. I don't think I'll ever need this much for the entire series, but sometimes I can be a bit of a hoarder. While I was doing the sugarcane, I realized it'd be kind of nice to have a little wheat farm set up, especially since renewable food is so important in these pre-hunger versions. And there was a perfect little flat area already set up for it. I claimed the land with a fence and set up a tiny farm. I know this is probably the least efficient farm setup, but I like how it looks. If you didn't know, the way to get seeds in this version is to hoe the grass until you get some. So I got a few and planted them. Also, I learned that just walking over the farmland block wrecks it in Alpha, which really sucks. That will be so annoying until it gets changed. Alright, no more stalling. It is time to go to the Nether. Our Nether spawn was actually great. We spawned on a huge flat netherrack platform. I want to eventually set up and expand a huge Nether hub, because Nether travel is going to be our best friend to quickly explore new terrain through these updates. Oh, and the best part of the Nether is the mushroom spawns, because in these old versions, mushroom stew is the best food source. This is due to bowls and mushrooms being stackable, so it's effectively the only stackable food source until the adventure update. Also, yay, no ghast in sight. Until... No! Oh no! No! Oh, there's 2! No, 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 no! Oh no. We're We're under attack. Come on. Oh, that was so close. No. Ow. Oh, there's another one. Dude, they just keep spawning. There's so many. We need to hide. We need to hide. Oh, man. Luckily, there was a little alcove behind our hidey hole where there was something I needed for the Hall of Blocks. Glowstone. I built up safely and grabbed some. In this version, each glowstone only drops one glowstone dust. Kind of annoying, but oh well. I don't need a ton of it yet. And speaking of the Hall of Blocks, the next thing I needed was soul sand. You see, there were only 3 blocks in the Nether in this version. Netherrack, glowstone, and soul sand. At least this makes my job a little bit easier. Little did I know though, soul sand does not spawn very commonly yet. So I had to walk. And while I walked, I was constantly under siege by the ghast. But then, not so far away, thank God, I found some. Unfortunately, it was down below a decent amount, so I had to take quite the fall to get there. But I grabbed some quickly and booked it back to our portal. When I arrived, I had an idea. Since our portal was out in the open and there were so many ghasts, it makes the most sense to bring the Nether hub inside the wall, where our hidey hole was. All I needed to do was build some sort of cobblestone tunnel to make it safe. But first, I needed a breather, so I left. It was time to add our new collection to the Hall of Blocks. Here is where I learned that glowstone used to be a full 3x3 grid instead of 2x2. Thank God they changed this. And well, there it was. The hall gained its first Nether edition ever. Starting to look pretty cool. Still needs a roof, but I'll get to that eventually. And well, break over. It was time to finish our cobblestone tunnel in the Nether. This proved to be the most annoying thing I've done in a long time, considering the ghast kept blowing up the ground around me. They even had a couple direct hits and totally beat down my armor. But once I got to a certain point and finally had a tiny ceiling, it wasn't so bad. I ran out of cobblestone, so I couldn't finish it, but it was safe enough for now. Now, there is one last block I need to collect for this version. One last bit of content that Alpha 1.2 provides. Pumpkins. To avoid walking thousands of blocks in the overworld, it was going to be easier to create portals to get to newly generated areas for the future updates where I need to explore. Now, I want to have this be pretty organized, so starting straight through the wall will be our first exploration portal. I figured if I went 100 blocks through the tunnel, which would be 800 blocks in the overworld, it would suffice for the first one. This would be our basis for finding the pumpkins. So I got to 100 blocks from the original Nether portal and headed in. As I spawned in, I realized this was also the update that biomes first came out. In Alpha 1.2, there were 10 original biomes. I know that there's 11 listed on the wiki, but ice deserts were never released. Most notably, this is the update that snow, taiga, and deserts were added. The only way to get snow in previous versions was to create a world until you spawn in a winter world, which was basically a world where it snowed 24/7. And I must say, it was honestly great to explore these old alpha biomes. To prevent too much from spawning in, I walked in a straight positive X line from the Nether portal. I mean, eventually I had to hit pumpkins this way, right? I ran into some extremely cool stuff along the journey. I mean, just look at these cool rolling hills and sandy mountains. Old deserts in general just look really, really cool. However, this was taking forever, and 1,000 blocks into my pumpkin walk, night fell. I apologize for the dark video, but in Alpha Minecraft there was no brightness slider. Darkness was extremely dark. I probably should have waited in a hole somewhere, but I was getting impatient. I mean, how rare could pumpkins really be? They seem to be all over the place in today's versions. At least we finally found snow. I will need a snow block for the Hall of Blocks, which I kind of forgot about entirely. We survived being chased through the forest by all of the mobs and made it to a pretty cool icy lake area as the sun came up. I was losing hope though. I even watched a few videos to make sure I wasn't being pranked with pumpkins. So the nether portal was around x equals 900, and I am now reaching x equals 4000. This is just way too much world generation, even for our nether hub, so I decided I should probably turn back. I couldn't believe I didn't see any pumpkins. I decided to head a few dozen blocks in the Z direction on our way back to cover some more terrain without spawning too much of the world in, and, well, I turned to head back. No way, we found them. Yes! Yes! 2,000 blocks later, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, let's go. Taking all of these because apparently these are super rare. And so, with my pumpkins happily in hand, I headed back. Nothing too crazy happened on our journey back, but I must say when you explore in Minecraft, going out to look for something feels like it takes 5 seconds, but when you have to make the long trek back home, good God, it takes forever. Oh well, at least we got to witness a beautiful sunset from our boat. And oh yeah, this is the version that boats break into sticks and planks when you even just think about barely touching a block. Good times with the janky boats. We made it back to the portal, headed through our new hub tunnel, and got home. I have never been so happy to see our little homestead. I made ourselves a jack-o'-lantern, which hilariously has the same texture as a normal pumpkin in this version, and a snow block to add to the Hall of Blocks. And thus, our Alpha 1.2 block collection was complete. I then realized I was kind of an idiot. On my incredibly long pumpkin journey, I really should have searched for some clay to get bricks. After all, the rare spawn issue had been fixed. There was no doubt I passed some at some point. I've made a note to look out for next time. There was just one more thing I had to do. Functional fishing was finally added and I wanted to test it out. And in case you were wondering, our stacked rods from episode 1 are still thriving in their forever spot. So I made a new rod just to keep that intact. I built a little fishing pier into the ocean in front of our house, which was kind of ugly, but I can improve it later. And well, alpha fishing is hilarious. The fish go flying past your head when you catch one. I was wondering if they were stackable because I couldn't remember, but fish isn't yet. Still cool to see an alpha fish though. And well, chilling out fishing was the best way to relax after a chaotic episode. We had gotten so much done and conquered everything Alpha 1.2 has to offer. It's kinda sad though, this is the last time our evolution world will be in alpha. It didn't last very long, but to be fair, neither did the alpha versions in real life. Our next upgrade will be to beta 1.0, and beta has an unbelievable amount of content in store. So stay tuned for all of that. Subscribe so you don't miss a single evolution episode. If you enjoyed the Alpha 1.2 evolution episode, let me know by leaving a like. Comment anything I might have missed, and I'll see you all in beta Minecraft. Thanks for watching.